I did not have a listening relationship with that program, the lounge program. But if I did, I would most certainly have someone advise me not to share that with the public, meaning you.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
I have no idea what's happening right now. There is music playing, and I have to figure out how to stop it.
I like your hat.
Hold on.
Obviously
There we go.
the crew that normally works the lounge show is off for the holidays, and we've got a rookie crew.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
Beat you to it, and that
Yeah,
means
you did.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
the weird coincidence is that your recording is in the exact same key as mine. Did you notice
Isn't
that?
it
Like, what are the
fascinating?
odds? Like, we are thousands of miles away from each other.
Yeah.
Well, it's New Year's Eve, my friend, on
It
the
is New
Lounge
Year's
Show.
Eve.
I'm
The
Bob
Lounge Show.
Doyle.
And I'm Rob Scott in Atlanta. He's in Vegas, and
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
If we could get a round going, but see, with the delay, it's tricky.
yeah, it is a little. It's tricky. So it is New Year's, and I love your hat. That's festive. I'm digging the hat.
I'm going to take it off any moment now. I meant to wear it
No, I
last
like
week
the
and
hat a
forgot.
lot. And I also like your background. That's very festive. I don't have any real background. Well, but we did talk about before the show in the green room, as it were. What are you
Yes.
doing?
I'm fixing my. I'm coughing my. I'm doing show business.
Show business.
Oh.
You're taking care of what do they call the shine on your nose? We have to get some makeup in.
Yeah, they're going to come in with a big powder puff and
Yeah,
makeup.
makeup.
That used to be a trope.
Yes, it did. Yes,
Speaking
it
of
did.
tropes.
Speaking of tropes, and we were talking about that before the show and
Off air.
Off air. Now I forgot what I was going to say, but it was something. But it is New Year's. It's New Year's, and we've done lounges on New Year's before. So here's the thing, though, Bob. I can tell you, no one's going to probably be here tonight. This is probably going to be the Bob and Rob True, like that one lounge when we only had 3 people, and you and I were 2 of them, and Jim Gantner was the 3rd, and he was out there somewhere on New Year's. We did that one from Lounge Locale number 4. 3 or 4.
Who knows? But yeah.
Anyway, because there's a lot of football being played right now, big time football. I know not you. I know this is, but it's the playoffs for college, and Georgia's one of the teams. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, they're playing right now. Georgia is playing Ohio State. Big game.
That's funny.
And I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but my neighbors once again bought a lot of fireworks.
Oh, no, but
They're big firework people, but they're always considerate. It's only on, the 4th and on holidays and so forth. And so, look at this.
look at that.
Mark Howard's-
It's Man of Action Weekend
Man of Action.
special. Hey, it's whatever degrees it is. Let's check what's going on out there. Oh, my God.
There's the Lake Geneva cam. Mark Howard, of course, says Happy New Year's to you, too. There it is. Love the tuba. And the cymbal. And there it is. That's our lounge lang syne, boys and girls. I found that
Last week, just before Christmas, I think, we were playing
It
some
was on
YouTube.
Christmas Day, I believe we did the lounge on Christmas Day.
No, I'm telling you
Oh,
another
I'm
story. And we were streaming some music on YouTube or something. It was like holiday music, jazz cocktail music. But like literally every third song was freaking Auld Lang Syne. It was the same arrangement. And it was really annoying. And so,
And was it long? Was it long, or at least it was 2 minutes or something?
right. I mean, anyway, it played a lot. And so when you started that and I recognized the tune, it was like, oh no, not that again. But then it was that. Hold on, I'm going to cough.
Oh, he has a cough button. That is the sign, boys and girls, of a professional broadcaster.
Yeah,
He
it
hit
actually
the
is.
cough button for the cough.
That's
Good on you, Bob.
Thank you.
Good broadcasting technique on you. So yes, that version I thought you would appreciate.
Let's hear it again.
No, really?
Yeah.
Okay, because we'll probably end up playing. There it is. Yeah, it's the end of the night. Uncle Pete's got a.
The trombone player, man. He's having a good time.
And I like the trombone.
That's what I just said. I just said the trombone player's having a good time.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
that's Hey Mom. He's doing some Hey Mom stuff. Hey Mom, I was all those trombone lessons.
The whole thing
paid off.
The whole thing is his.
He's just cranking a Hey Mom. Mom, I was on that recording. That was me. That was the guy playing the trombone. And she's on her deathbed. That's my boy in that recording. We paid for all his trombone lessons.
Fran, this is our neighbor Fran, who has joined us and is watching. Happy New Year's to you. She lives 3 minutes away.
Local? Oh, right down the street?
She lives 3 minutes away. She used to live in Tracy's old neighborhood. And I think she
Okay.
even used to live in Chicago.
No.
I think. Anyway, met her for the first time. An absolute delight. And Tracy and her are working on a project together. And she just dropped off an Instant Pot. You know what an Instant Pot is, right?
I know what it is, and people have been twisting my arm to adopt the Instapot world lifestyle, and I just have yet to get on board.
So let me tell you, I
appreciate everything it is. It seems like a whiz kit of cookery.
I had one for years, and then it died. And this one is new, and it's bigger. And so one of the things about like the chicken tortilla soup that I would get, that recipe from you, and I don't think I could even attempt the chili in there. It wasn't big enough. But it was like barely there. So now it's a really good size for that kind of stuff. The Instant Pot is great because it can do a zillion things. Everything you've heard about it is true. Well, and I think you really would like it, but you know, you're getting your job done. So,
well, in fact, speaking of that, I made soup yesterday. A corn chowder with bacon. I had leftover Newskies, and then I get to tell the Rob Newskies story when people say, "What is Newskies?" And I get to tell the whole bacon story about being at Carl and Carla's deck, and you and I were hungover, and the whole thing. I get to do that story. But anyway, I had half of a pound of Newskies left that I didn't serve up to Stephen at Christmas. And I thought, well, there's no way we're tossing out Newskies. That's not going to happen. So I made this soup that has bacon and potatoes and corn. And Kim came over, and Sammy came over, and Pat, Kim's mom.
Oh, she's in town, huh?
She's in town. And it dawned on me that there's 3 generations, you know, the grandma, the mom, and the daughter, all sitting there eating soup in my kitchen.
And none of them would be there if it weren't for you.
Well, no, what I'm thinking is how cool food is sometimes to have gatherings. People, let's have something to eat. But my Kim wanted to see.
So you're showing your age again.
I am. Oh, then I'll show it again too, because they came over to see the tree, the decorations. Before I took them to see the Christmas tree and all my Christmas decorations in the house. And which I began today. I got the tree down today, which is the big chore. Is getting. And I found those, and I had those ornaments. I was going to take a picture.
I thought I saw you.
Who are you talking about?
Who do you think?
The tabby? The tabby is here?
Yes, that's what I call her. But some people like to call her Lat Bat, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome the lovely and talented booth announcer, Tracy. Fran's watching. Yes, so say hello.
Oh, hello, and thank you, love. That is incredible.
Yes,
you know
we were just talking about the Instant Pot.
It's amazing and huge. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Anyway, good gifts. So, how's everybody?
So everybody's good. Here, just borrow this. For
yeah, I always want to talk to Tracy. Lovely.
I got you a New Year's hat, although it looks a little crumpled.
Well, she has some. This house.
Here, scooch in.
The Bob and Tracy.
See, if we were on the big networks, they wouldn't let us do this. They'd want us to run a tight ship or some crap.
Right.
Yeah.
Here, it's not the right one, but at least now you'll be able to hear.
So okay, so look, it says Happy New Year. How appropriate, and it's new month. Actually, it's not new month.
Happy New
This
Year,
is
Sammy. She's not out wild partying or anything like that.
Oh, she is. I think they went to their friends. I think they're at.
So that means that they've clearly got this on at their friends, like on the big screen. They're doing AirPlay or something.
Probably.
Right.
And so we got a whole new audience. So we just need a list of names of all the
Follow,
people
subscribe,
who are
whatever we're supposed
watching.
to
Yeah,
do.
that's right. Pay the money, pay the fee,
Below.
the lounge fee.
Yeah,
the lounge
stars,
tax.
something. The
Lounge tax.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Brad and Emily, both of which were at their wedding, and you saw them both. Brad was the best man, and that's where they're at tonight.
That's fun.
And then Emily was one of the bridesmaids. So yes, wonderful people. In fact, I believe, if my history is correct, they are the reason Sam and Ben met. So there you go.
Oh.
Well, what do you
yeah.
know? That deserves a little bit of applause.
Yeah.
And that's
Good
exactly what
job.
it got.
Good matchmaking.
A little bit of applause. So what's ahead of us tonight?
That's a really great question.
I am known for asking
Yes.
incredibly great
Yes,
questions.
I don't know that I have
one of them.
a good answer for that.
Yeah, I guess we don't really know.
Yeah.
I think there's
There
it's
are no plans. You have no plans.
Well, seriously talking about going for the drive up the mesa and watching the fireworks.
at midnight or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna just watch my energy level. But I think it's a great idea. I mean,
The
if you guys are
doctor
up,
told me. Speaking
I'm
of fireworks, I don't know if you can see this shirt. But it's a
Oh,
firework.
very nice.
And it says First Wisconsin Fireworks. And I was thinking that I got this shirt in either 88 or 89.
Jeez Louise, that was a minute
Wow.
ago.
Yeah, I was working at KLH at the time.
By the way,
And it
I was in high school.
while we're on the subject of showing of you showing stuff. Whoops, wrong button.
Oh, that
Hi,
looks great. You
that's
guys take
us.
a picture there. Freeze frame.
Okay.
Freeze frame. You guys look at that. You guys should be on a postcard or something. You look wonderful.
All right, that's what I meant. So now we
did
can
you-
see your new steampunk lamp.
The new steampunk
Oh, cool.
one behind me. There's one back there was last Christmas, and this is this Christmas. And so, yes, I'm starting to do the steampunk
Very cool.
thing. And since you have me here, Bob,
Which we
okay, because
do.
I was going to show. Yes, I was going to show you today's fun meme, which I thought it was kind of fun. There it is.
The day
Now-
the whole class found the teacher's brownies, and then she put on pink. Oh my God, that's a photograph. That's hilarious.
That's why I like it. Two things. Okay, first of all, someone took the picture
Right.
for a purpose. There was a purpose, some PR purpose maybe or something. And then Mrs. Smith, we're going to have you playing some sort of records on the little phonograph there. So I really get a kick out of that. I
That's
just
right.
like the kids look comatose.
They do.
Yes, it's good.
I just think that one's kind of fun.
It
That's
is fun.
Yeah. Now, since we have Tracy here,
Yes, we do.
The lovely and talented
Booth announcer.
Thank
announcer
you.
Tracy. Yeah, I'm trying to find.
I
this
noticed that
picture.
while you're finding that, I noticed that Sam says they're all together playing a game called Bad Choices, which she says is even worse than Cards Against Humanity.
I've never
LOL.
heard of it.
All right, let's take a look at what's going on here on the screen.
Oh.
Look at that
See?
youngster. Both
Look
of
at
them.
those. Both of those guys are younger there. I can promise you, boys and girls, than they are now.
Wow.
Tim Mahoney and Bob Doyle at Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. See, so
When
it
do you
all
think
ties-
that was?
Wow, that could have been the journey where you where the stuff went in the water. That could have been that trip.
Yeah.
I think that was that trip. Len was a part of this. In fact, Len, I think, was even we may have dove before this picture was taken looking for your equipment.
So
And
now you
then-
have to share the story because
Well, they've told
inquiring minds want to know.
Well, you know, when I fell
maybe
in the
that-
lake.
I know, but the audience might not know that.
Oh yeah, it's a wonderful story. Bob, first of all, is for those of you who don't know, Bob is he likes to capture everything, whether he writes down notes about something or records it or videos it. And of course, now with all the technology that keeps coming along, it's just Bob's world now. He can just so easily record things with a phone. But anyway, he had his camcorder and his new iPhone, which was really new. It was all
It was
the rage.
version 1.
Yeah, all the kids wanted one. And he was recording that evening to the degree that he captured some masterful stuff. He had Oak behind the bar when he didn't even work at that bar.
This particular configuration of people was rare and fun. And it was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm getting this video because, as he said, his friend was on the other side of the bar. pouring drinks.
Yeah,
He did
pouring
not
drinks.
work there.
And then we closed that bar, and on our way home, we got roughed up by the Barney Fife type police in Lake Geneva. This is about 2:33 in the morning, and Tim and I and Bob negotiated our release, so to speak, while Oak was in his boat getting it ready to take us back home, about 9 miles down the lake at 2:30 in the morning. And finally, we got the police settled down, and we all go. And Tim gets in the boat, and I get in the boat, and I go to look for Bob to get in the boat, and there's no Bob to be seen. There's just bubbles in the lake. And Bob went in between the boat and the pier with all his electronic regalia. And then, came up and we got him in. It was cold. Bless his heart. We rode all the way home, 9 miles, wind.
Yeah, this was
cold.
after she knows about my chill, and I get a chill.
Oh, yeah.
We both get this,
yeah.
which is the
Actually.
most crazy thing. But like, I think about that night sometimes when I just get cold, and I go, how did I even live through that? Because that was just like the worst of the worst. There
Yeah,
was
we
so
took the
much
boat
going on.
cover.
It was such
We
a
covered you in
mind.
the boat cover, and we
And
tucked
that's
you
a
under
cold
the dash.
lake.
It is cold, and it's night, and he's wet, and he's got wet clothes, jeans and shirt, and then the next day.
Yes, and so I just interacted with cops, which is my least favorite thing. Right? I was nervous as hell, drunk. Right?
Oh, we were all drunk.
And I had all this stuff, and I'm just like going, God damn it, we just got to get out of this. Got to get out of this. Rob's doing his Rob thing. Oh, I've been here forever, and I'll bet you whatever he said. And then so I'm stepping onto the boat, and it was wet because it had rained, and my foot just slipped. And it was lucky because I fell right between the boat and the dock.
Lucky you didn't hit your head.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, it was
lucky.
lucky.
This could have been like it was an inch away from being a
And the
completely
engine's
different
running,
story.
too. The engine's running. We're not supposed to be by propellers. We're not supposed to be in the water when the engine's running. Okay, we're just not. We're supposed to get in the boat, not alongside it. And it's drunk, and it's 2:30 in the morning. The cops are still, trying to fix their tie or whatever they're doing. And Bob is just gone.
That's what it was.
He's
Damn, this
just
tie!
gone.
We just talked to these kids, and I cannot fix it. I hate this part of my
Fix this
job.
tie.
Awesome.
I'd rather be being
Yeah,
shot.
and then the next day, Bob, his phone was gone, and he says to me, "Well, I'll just go down to the Apple store, and I'll get this phone situation taken care of." And I said, "I have no idea where an Apple store." He thought Lake Geneva would have an Apple store, but Apple was pretty. I doubt Lake Geneva has an Apple store now.
Well, I
I
didn't
don't
know.
know that they
I knew
do, yeah.
nothing about Lake Geneva, but
And
once
no, it sells rubber tomahawks and taffy. It's a tourist place and a lot of bars. And
did
so
you say
then,
Fat
but
Gas is gone?
wow. No, I don't know that.
Okay.
For sure.
I guess I just imagined that.
But if I don't know, now you got me kind of curious. But anyway, Bob then managed to go to McHenry, Illinois. He drove all the way across the border to McHenry, Illinois, and found an Apple store and got a new phone. But to this day, we don't have any of the wonderful video that he captured that evening when Oak
We
was.
did go back the next day, and Rob went in.
I
to
did.
that cold water, and he did this. He did the scuba diving, and but it was for naught.
Yeah.
Alas, it was
Even
for
if
naught.
you'd found it, truthfully, I don't know that there would have been any.
Well, but it would have been fun to at least give a whirl,
Yeah,
right? Let it
right,
try out. And,
See if that tape could somehow play. It is Rapidly Doodah. 56 degrees in Henderson. We have a wind advisory in effect here in Henderson until
Santa Ana's
some
are
particular
It's
time.
chilly. It is chilly outside.
It's cold out
It's
there.
cold.
It's cold out there.
We just got back. We were out and about Oot in Abu. We went to I don't know, some other
Power.
part of this city to a place called Plant Power, which is all plant-based vegetarian food, just like fast food. And they have to give you an idea
Right.
specifically. They have an item called a Big Zack,
Which, of course, is like a Big Mac.
and that's what we all got, a Big Zack,
So
which I haven't
good.
had a Big Mac in years,
Forever.
literally years. But it tastes
Well, they
just
should
like.
sell Big Zacks at McDowell's, right?
Well, what was
Oh,
funny, we were sitting in a parking lot
right.
eating this, watching right across from a McDonald's.
Okay.
Eating the Big Zack.
Oh,
it was like a
literally.
movie where they had to
It really-
replace the brand.
Right.
That's your Big Zack, the Royale with cheese.
McDowell's. Yeah, Royale with cheese. I know what time I got it on my Rolex. I like
Good film.
McDowell's. Soul Glow. You'd have to put some Soul Glow on if you're going to go to McDowell's. That
Amber
was a
and I
good movie.
we just watched that like a week ago.
By the way,
Amber.
I was thinking of Amber not too long ago, like
Yeah.
a week or two ago. I was going through pictures and just fun, neat young lady. Just want to give you props.
Thank you very
Fun,
much.
neat young. Yes, you're
I
more
think
than
so
welcome.
too.
She's expensive.
It's actually an affirmation. She says it's really good.
That's right.
She's
This is how she speaks of herself. This
It's
is
fantastic. I'm so proud of her.
So was the Big Zack good? Could you tell
it was
a-
exactly like a Big
It
Mac.
was delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except you don't get that crappy aftertaste. I mean,
Right.
that feeling afterward, like
yeah.
you're going to die. You don't
Because your
get that.
stomach's because it
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
real
it's-
meat.
40 pounds of grease.
It was what, the
Salt.
red
It's
slime
salt
or
and
something.
it's
Pink
fat and
slime.
salt. If you go fast food, it's fat and salt. That's what we're getting there, and that's why it tastes good.
Yeah.
Because, but then you do feel the afterburn. You go.
They
"Ugh."
also add a lot of sugar to things too, because it's very addictive.
I'm having sweetened iced tea from. Oh, this is from
That was from Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
I'm drinking pumpkin spice chai tea with a teaspoon of turbinado sugar in there.
Ooh, yeah. We're doing healthy as of tomorrow. Today was whatever junk we wanted to
I got a
throw.
lot of brownies to eat.
There's a lot of brownies to eat.
The same ones the teachers serve the kids in class. There, those kind of brownies. Did you
Not
listen to
those
Pink
kind of
Floyd
brownies.
afterwards? Hey,
No, these have caramel in them. They're really good.
Speaking of being healthy, and you guys say you're starting tomorrow, I just saw a post from Mr. Sly. We talk about Jim on the show from time to time, and he's going to have what when you don't drink in January. A lot of people do that, but he posted this thing that I laughed at, and I wanted to bring it up tonight. The Poseidon Adventure,
Yes.
the original Poseidon Adventure, is 50 years old today.
Hold on. Do you
50
know this
years
movie? So, see, this is another one of those. She's just
Oh, this
outside
is-
the gap.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? We were talking about like Bob Hope.
Oh,
Bob
right.
Hope, that
Amber
whole
has
era,
no
like
idea who
Amber has
Bob-
never even
no
heard
clue.
of them, and for me it was like they were really my parents' generation of
Yeah.
comedian, and then
Mine
they
too.
all kind of died out.
Even
and all
like
that.
Barbara Walters, she had no idea. 'Cause
Yeah,
Barbara
Barbara
just
Walters.
passed, right?
That's today for history's sake.
Correct. Yes.
Oh, Mark is commenting there on your.
How can he
water-
not know this story?
He didn't. Oh, how can he not? Agreed. He's also a veteran and a card-carrying member of one of the road trip committee.
He's been on. He's been on that boat. He's been to
Happy
that
New Year.
podcast. I
He's been everywhere.
I conflate that. I keep thinking he was there for that.
He was there for Randy, that one.
Oh,
that-
I
the-
know.
The Randy one. And
Randy,
that would have
the
been
9 Mile
also
Deer.
John Ryder's birthday party. That was Randy. That was the Randy trip.
So I
John
have to
Ryder.
just to get people clear on Randy just a little bit and the mindset behind it. Randy is a deer, a fictional deer, fictitious deer, who is 9 miles long.
Right.
And the reason he was born, because this was created because, you see those deer crossings and it says, there's a picture of a deer and it'll say 9 miles,
Right.
right? And
They were hungover.
And so we had our
Very
giggly, hungover brains.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, the deer is 9 miles long. So, and his name suddenly became Randy. And now we're telling the story of how he's running alongside the car. Hi, guy! Just this ginormous 9 mile deer. Anyway, laughing to tears
That was
kind of stuff.
that was real. That was a droids thing too, because you guys came out of your car laughing, and couldn't wait to tell us. And we all went, okay. That was such a droids thing for the rest of the because we went in 2 different cars. Their car was the Randy car. Ha 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 ha. 9 miles, you talk slow, and they did the whole thing, and we went, whatever. We're at John's now. Let's get ready to go to Fest. It landed wrong at our feet, but I know the story. Because you guys tell it often. Anyway, I want to finish this before I forget.
Yes, please.
Poseidon Adventure, even though that Tracy, the lovely
it's
and
fine,
talented
it's fine.
Tracy, is not familiar with the story. And they did a remake with Kurt Russell, by the way, about 15 years ago. But anyway, the Poseidon Adventure was an Irwin Allen. Those were, we had Towering Inferno, Poseidon Adventure. This producer.
Earthquake, Airport.
Yeah, he did all these disaster movies.
films.
And I saw Poseidon Adventure with my family 50 years ago today. We were on a family vacation, and my dad took us to the movies on New Year's Eve in Florida. And we saw the Poseidon Adventure on New Year's Eve. And it's a New Year's Eve story. I was 11.
Oh,
Wow. How did you feel about the movie?
that was good.
Well, it kind of freaked you out a little because it was New Year's Eve, and then it was up. But I'm 11. I'm prime real estate for that story.
Totally.
And Melissa Sue, whatever her name was, who played Nancy Drew eventually, and she was
Yes.
also on one of those Knots Landing type Dallas-y type shows.
Mm.
I'm 11, so I'm totally checking out Nancy Drew. She was really cute. She was a cutie, and that was that whole 70s thing going on.
She did a Playboy spread, I remember.
Yes, she did. And believe me, I remember it to this day. That's got to be 40 years ago, 50 years ago. I remember that.
But you don't remember her name.
Pamela Sue Martin.
Oh, I thought you said some of it and then it trailed off like you.
No, Pamela Sue Martin, and she was that was that look too in the 70s. They weren't these overly
Pam Martin. Up. Her name was Pam Martin.
Pamela Sue. It was Pam.
Right. But Pam Martin was the newscaster in Atlanta for whom Jules had to spontaneously get a last name. Remember?
I don't know the time.
Pam Martin. Yeah, Pam Martin was a staple anchor in Atlanta for a long time. And when David Pawl and I did that whole Princess Diana bit,
which we just heard actually, or found.
We found the cassette of that. The newspaper didn't, Peach Buzz, the Atlanta AJC,
that was like the Gossip Column, boys and girls.
Wanted to interview Jules about the conversation with Princess Di. And so when they got me on the phone, not even knowing that I wasn't a real person, and I'm having to talk in character.
So you did the whole Jules thing.
Yes, I talked like this the entire time. And I said, well, it was fast. But they asked me my last name, and I'd never thought of a last name for this guy. And then Pam Martin walked by, and so I said Martin.
And that's the birth of Pam. Okay, Pam Martin, look at that.
I just wanted to give you the tie-in, that's all.
Maybe her last name, it wasn't Anderson. I'm pretty sure it was Pamela Sue Martin. Pamela something Martin.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it can't be Pam Anderson. Okay.
No.
Hey, Siri, who
Pam
played Nancy Drew in the 70s series?
Yeah.
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.
Pamela Sue Martin, you were right.
Ding, ding, ding,
Okay.
ding.
Not bad. Not bad. She was in Poseidon Adventure, and that was 50 years ago today.
Hold on. I think this is... Okay, this isn't the long applause.
And I also remember when we left, a guy I wanted to get out of the parking lot so desperately, who was parked close to where my dad and mom, our rental car for our family, and he rolled over one of those like barrier, those like you pull your, like it's like a curb, a portable curb that you pull your car up to in a parking lot. It's a big block of cement. He just went over it and ripped it right out of the ground. And at 11 again, you remember these things.
Wow.
But we were in St. Augustine, I think, down there in that area of Florida.
I vacationed in St. I don't remember so much about being there. It's like old Super 8 tapes, but I was a little kid, and we all went down to St. Augustine, and I think we had some sort of a little camper and slept on the beach.
Nice. That's good.
This is the funniest arrangement of this.
Yeah. Those trombone lessons paid off.
Yeah, nice job. Very nice.
I wish you would have waited. You're going to have to play it again, in like 30, 45 seconds because... Well, because we are wrapping up here. So, boys and girls, as we speak, we are still several hours away from it being New Year's Eve here in the continental U.S. So, Rob is still, we haven't. So, you guys got plenty of time to have a good time, to plan a good time, to screw it up somehow by saying the wrong thing to the wrong person, even though you were well-intentioned, and then that just screws up the whole thing, and then this is the year you talk about. But 2023
is a brand new year. Tomorrow's a new day.
That's right. You're going to be working off this mistake you make tonight for the next 5 years.
But you got to be careful. As Bill Cosby says, be careful about what you drink tonight. Okay, it's a Bill Cosby tip. Make sure that you check your drinks.
And with those words, I am the hell out of here. I had enough of this foolishness. Thanks for nothing.
Oh my gosh.
They never paid me.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it
you
for
can still
you
talk.
if you had a show.
We talk over the outro now.